Excellent performance for a 39 years old Italian Polishman.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game that's timeless, and the targets don't know how old you are.
The targets for the final will now be shown.
That's true, and now we're gonna see the targets of this double trap man final here in Minsk at the ISSF World Cup Finals 2008. These are the targets. How fast are they flying?
They're traveling 55 meters, so they're going about 50 miles an hour.
Looks quite fast.
They're getting away from you pretty quick.
Pressure now on Mikhail Labor. Double hit for him, starting in the best way this final with 2 hits. And now pressure on the Italian Daniello. Daniello also starts with 2 hits, and look at the powder of the flash targets, how fast it's disappearing from the left to the right of your screen. That's the wind blowing on the shooting range. And the first to miss is Jerebiks now. Roland Jerebiks of Hungary misses the first target of his final. Hubinian, no problems for the Chinese athlete. Hubinian is a tough competitor, isn't he?
He's very tough. If you look at his career, I mean, I think he's got about 15 international medals, which is huge.
And he won that bronze medal in front of his spectators in Beijing this year. Excellent performance for
yeah, that had to have been a great feeling for him to win in front of a home crowd.
Yeah, we have seen how during the Olympic Games sometimes the home court advantage turned in the home court disadvantage because the pressure was really high on the Chinese shooter.
Yes, it was. That makes it tough because you have everyone's there watching you, everyone's cheering for you, but again, it puts you under extra pressure.
You have to fulfill the dreams of the people watching at you back home.
Correct.
And here, Mikhail Labor, the Russian, the 22 years old Russian shooter, misses on a second double. Pressure back on Daniello. No problems for the Italian athlete who qualified for this match with 135 hits out of 150 possible targets, and this is a no-bird.
And now it's important that he makes sure he still has his hold point.
And it's a no-bird occurred to Roland Jerebiks. He started missing a target now.
No, I mean, that puts even more pressure on you.
Not that easy, isn't it? Jerebiks, and he is missing again. Second mistakes for the Hungarian athletes who dropped down in last place now, tied with Mikhail Labor.
And Hu Binyuan went
What
hit
happened
0.
There?
So that puts Daniela Francesco and Hu Binyuan tied for the bronze medal.
Håkan Dalby still leading. Vasily Mosin is in second. Here is Mosin now. Gold in the targets.
And he had no problems there.
No problems at all. Can we say that Mosin and Dalby has different shooting techniques?
I think they're actually pretty similar. Håkan holds the gun a little bit lower than Mosin, but pretty similar styles.
And now back in Mikhail Labor. Coming back after that mistake on the previous double. And here is Daniello of Italy, missing a target and missing his virtual placement on the podium now.
Well, now there's a 3-way tie for 4th place, and Hu Binyuan is sitting in 3rd place. The top 2 guys still have not missed yet.
And they have now 4 and 5 targets of advantage respectively on Hu Binyuan. So Mosin is 4 targets ahead in second position, and Håkan Dalby is leading with 5 targets of advantage on Hu Binyuan and 1 target on Mosin. Just 1 target dividing the 2 top shooter. And Hu Binyuan has to keep shooting good to keep his position.
And he had no problems there.
Good shooting, tough competitor, but now pressure back on Mosin. Every mistake today is could be fatal, could be determinant in the fight for the podium placements. Håkan Dalby. No problems for the Swedish champion.
Håkan's been shooting very consistent today. So I expect him to keep doing it, but
we saw his qualification. Håkan Dalby scoring 47, 49, 48. It's solid, consistent, isn't it?
That's a very good performance. I followed him all day, so I was able to watch him shoot.
Well,
He did very well.
Daniello started with a 45 this morning with the first qualification score, followed by 48 and a 46. What do you think about today's score? Top 148 to enter into the final, 144 the top score.
144 is a great score, so is 143. That's normally pretty common with only 12 shooters to have, a 138 make the final.
Got short rank. Daniello now walking back to the first position. 10 seconds to wait for Roland Jerbiks of Hungary.
And that 10 seconds seems like an eternity a lot of times. You're trying to keep your hold point, and if you look away, you might miss it.
However, those 10...
And
another
that's just what happened to him.
Jerbiks missing the third target, dropping down in last. How were those 10 seconds at the games on your last round? To wait those 10 seconds during the Olympic Games. How was the feeling?
You're nervous to begin with, and you got to wait another 10 seconds. And of course, on my first pair at the Olympic Games,
we know what happened. Now it's time to ask what happened with the first pair at the Olympic Games.
I was a little bit nervous, and targets came out, and I think I just closed my eyes and pulled the trigger twice.
And that did not work.
That didn't work. I had to get back to my game plan.
Now back to the Russian Label. He was fighting to climb up to the podium placements, but he started with a mistake. Now it's not that easy for the young athletes to climb up. Anyway, a good performance of the Russian team, entering two finalists in this match. Vasily Mosin, the expert Mosin, and this young interesting shooter Label. In the meantime, Daniello has no problem in first station. And the wind is kind of picking up right now, coming from the left side of the range.
The wind's been variable all day today, so we're going to see it very windy, and then the wind's going to let up, which a lot of times can change where you have to hold on these targets.
Hubinian, no problems after that first mistake. And this is Vasily Mosin.
Oh, and that was a no-bird.
Mosin calling a no-bird. What happened exactly? Because we saw the two targets, but...
I think the one target was about twice as far outside as it was supposed to be, so they called it a no-bird.
And now he has two repeated.
Yes, he does. Nothing established.
Mosin.
And he dropped the second one.
Bad mistake. And Mosin this year, he came to the Olympic Games after winning the pre-Olympic World Cup in Beijing. The Vanity Games, he finished up in 11th place, I think. Not the best results. He was counted between the favorites. 14th place at the Olympic Games, I'm sorry, after winning the pre-Olympic World Cup. But he's always between the first, isn't it? Vasily Mosin.
Yes, he's always battling for place on the podium. He's a great shooter.
Haribo, no problem, and pressure back on Daniello. Italy's Daniello.
I think it's definitely going to come down to the last couple shots for the bronze medal.
Jerbiks now back in focus after missing 3 targets. And this is Hubinian. Back again on the Chinese athlete. Wearing his competition suit. He said to the Olympic Games he was wearing the 2004 Chinese team suit. At the last Olympic Games, Hubinian was wearing the shooting dresses of 4 years ago, because he says, I'm always competing with the same dresses because it brings me luck. So also at the games, I'm competing always with the same dresses because it's going to bring me luck. And it worked.
Yes, it did. Some people are superstitious about what they wear. As you notice, Håkan Dahlby always has his blue and yellow on for represent Sweden.
But if this gives you a little psychological boost, I think it's okay.
Yeah, anything that doesn't hurt you can only help you.
Daniello now. Mounting his can. His shotgun. Double hit for Daniello. No problems. Back on Jerbiks. Jerry's missed another one. I'm sorry.
And also